guys, if you're not sure what to do to get yourself ready to buy a house, then listen up because I'm going to go over everything you need to know now to get your future self ready to get that house you deserve. My name is Yvette Acevedo. I'm a real estate agent with Honest Real Estate in Philadelphia, and I also serve Bucks and Montgomery counties. Okay, so let's get started. The 4 areas we're covering today are credit, employment, budget, and mortgage. The first thing you should do is check your credit. You can use a site like Credit Karma. On there, you'll be able to see your scores and a breakdown of what factors are impacting your score. You can log in at any time to see the history of any changes since opening your account. Credit Karma shows 2 of the 3 credit bureaus, so they're going to show you TransUnion and Equifax. It's not going to show you Experian, but it's a soft pool, so it's not going to hurt your credit. It's worth checking out. You're also entitled to get 1 free credit report annually from annualcreditreport.com, where you'll get a very detailed report from all 3 credit bureaus. You're going to get TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Go over the itemized debt. If there's anything that looks unfamiliar, address it right away. There are credit repair agencies that can help you remove items from your credit report, or you can do it yourself. Now, since cleaning up credit can take a while, that's why I suggest checking your credit first. If you're looking to buy in the near future, you should avoid applying for credit because every time you do, it can negatively impact your score. The only time it might be okay is if you have no credit history at all whatsoever. Having 0 credit does not reflect well on mortgage applications. If you don't have any credit established, do your research to see if opening an account with a low credit line makes any sense. And definitely do not go out and finance any big ticket items like a car. Let's move on to employment. Most lenders will need W-2s for the past 2 years, sometimes 3, depending on the underwriting requirements for that particular lender. If you changed employers with a reduction in pay, or if you moved into a completely unrelated career category, that might have an impact on you getting approved for mortgage. If there were any gaps in your employment history, be prepared to have a written explanation as to why there were gaps. Of course, any changes will need to be reviewed on a case-by-case basis. A lot of people don't know this. If you graduated college and began work in your field of study, the time you spent in university can possibly count towards the employment history requirement for most lenders. Not all lenders, but most lenders will take that into consideration. Let's move on to budget. Get very clear on your budget. You have to know your financial limits of your household. Just because you were approved for a $500,000 house doesn't necessarily mean you have to go out and buy yourself a $500,000 house. The bottom line is lenders are not financial planners. So set a budget that makes sense for you, regardless of the amount you were approved for. Ask for mortgage estimations at various price points. That way you'll have a better idea of how much of a mortgage you actually want to get. Speaking of budget, always set aside a little each pay period because when you buy a house, you're going to need money for things that need to be taken care of before settlement, like escrow deposit, inspections, and appraisals. Even if the grants you qualify for cover everything, you're still going to need to come up with funds before settlement. Grant money is not dispersed until settlement, and you're going to need money before settlement. I'm not going to get into how much money is needed to buy a house. That's a topic for another video, but the more you have saved, the better off you're going to be. Now let's talk about the mortgage. There are 4 main types of mortgages for residential properties. There's FHA, conventional, that most people are familiar with. There's USDA and VA. Do your research to familiarize yourself with the various options that are available to you. Prepare a file with all of your documents in advance. Gather 3 years of W-2s, your most recent pay stubs, a letter of explanation if you had any employment gaps, anything else you might need, your address history. They're going to ask you for your address history for the past 3 years, of course, your ID. Getting everything ready before applying will make everything so much easier. What I'm about to share with you next is very important, so you might want to take note of this. When credit is pulled for a mortgage application, the lenders use a special code. Regardless of how many applications you apply for, as long as this is done within a 14-day period, all the applications you do will count as one. This will give you a chance to compare and choose the best mortgage for you. Also, not all lenders offer the same down payment assistance programs, so do not rely on a lender to tell you everything you qualify for. They're limited to offer what they have available at the particular financial institution that they represent. I recommend comparing at least 3 lenders and make a side-by-side comparison of each one and choose the one that works better for you. When your credit looks good, your employment is consistent, you have funds saved, and you feel like buying a home would be the right decision for you at this point in your life, then start interviewing realtors. I would suggest holding off on applying for a mortgage until you found the right realtor because pre-approvals are good for only 60 to 90 days and you don't want to waste any of that time looking for someone to help you. The realtor you choose will be able to make recommendations and guide you through the process. Well, that's all I have for you now. If this was helpful, let me know because your feedback will let me know if I should continue to make more videos like this. And don't forget to ring that bell, like, and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Until next time, bye.